Hi friends, this is Pennie Hunt, and this is Pennie Heart to Heart. I've been coming to you every day. This is day 17 days of videos, talking to you about what's going on in the world and giving you tips and techniques about things we can do to keep ourselves up and maybe happy isn't in the word, but maybe calm is the word, and motivated to go through our days in more of an upbeat way. I know we are surrounded by the news of the day and everything that's going on, and so I come to you to help you with tips about how to handle all of this and things that you can use in your everyday life, even after this world crisis is over. I want to start by reminding you that I'm giving away books. I just need you in the comment line to say, I love your book. Just type that in the comment line and you will be in this week's drawing. I give one away a week and I will get to the post office to mail them when I can. I have a little stack started of books to mail, and those will go out when things open up and I can get to the post office to mail those. So if you are interested in a giveaway of a free book, just in the comment line, you just write, I love your book, and you'll be in the drawing for this week. Today, I want to talk to you about planning past this virus. I yesterday talked about visualization, and I promised that today I was going to give you another tweak on visualization, and I'm going to today. But I want to talk about planning past something. Many times, we plan for something big in our life. We plan for a wedding. We go shopping and say yes to that dress, and we plan this amazing wedding, but we don't plan what's going to happen after the wedding. And then when the reality of being married in day-to-day life sets in, we haven't planned for that. Or we plan for our kids. We want our kids to grow up and be successful and go away to college, but we don't plan what's going to happen to us when they go away for college. And many times people have this empty nest syndrome of sadness and depression because their kids have left, because they haven't planned for what their life might be after the kids move out. And retirement is the same way. We work all of our lives and we think, oh, retirement is going to be fabulous, but we don't plan for the emotional reaction that we will have after we do leave our position that we've held for so many years, and we find ourselves home 24 hours a day, maybe with the spouse, and we haven't planned for what that might look like. Another thing is dieting. How many of us have dieted or wanted to lose weight and get in shape for one event? And that one event many times is a class reunion. We want to go back and impress everybody we went to school with. And so we work out and we lose weight and we eat right. And the day after that event, we eat cheeseburgers and fries and milkshakes, and it's out the window because the event has come and gone and we didn't plan for what might happen after that. Many times people do this for holidays and big occasions like Christmas. We plan and we buy presents for our friends and our family, and we're so excited. We have a turkey and all of the trimmings that go along with a holiday. And then the morning after the holiday, how many of you are let down and sad because the holiday is over and all of the company leaves and the excitement and anticipation of what was going to happen at the holiday is over. We always have that Norman Rockwell vision in our head of how things are going to be. Sometimes they don't turn out like that. And even if they do, the morning after, we haven't planned for that letdown feeling, that sink in our heart when something is over. Another example of this is if someone goes to rehab because they have a problem with addiction of some kind, and they're in this secure environment, and they do the counseling and they do the journaling and all the hard work that comes with rehab, but they don't plan what's going to happen when they come home and they come right back to the original environment. Planning past is such an important part of everything that we do in our life, and it needs to be part of the process. It needs to be part of the process of planning. Needs to be planning not just to one event, but planning much past it. So how this relates to what we're going on with today is all of this is going on in our world. We've been asked to stay home. The kids are out of school and they are home. Many of us are working from home. Many of us, our place of employment has closed for a while, and so we're just home. Many of us are, all of us are not able to go out to our favorite restaurant. We have to buy groceries, and sometimes we can't find everything that we want. And so we're in this weird, odd, new environment that we've never been in before. We've never experienced anything like this in our life, in our world before. So it's all new. So right now we are making plans like how to work at home. If you had a business that had meetings and got together and said, this is how we're going to do this, does everybody have the technology that we need? You make a plan for working at home. For those of us who are used to just running to the grocery store every day, now we have to make a plan. Maybe for 2 weeks we make a menu actually and try to go to the store and get enough food and supplies for 2 weeks so we don't have to go very often because we're not supposed to be doing that right now. So we're planning how to handle our life as we know it today. We're planning how to handle this crisis. We make plans about many doctor's appointments. A lot of things have happened and been canceled, and so all that kind of stuff we're planning. But my question to you is, are you planning past this? There will come an end. We don't know what that will look like, and we're not quite sure when that will be, but there will come an end where we can get back to life at least somewhat normal, at least somewhat close to the normal we used to know. So we need to be planning now about what that might look like. If you have been working at home, what's it going to look like when you go back to work? And readjust back to that kind of lifestyle. And maybe some of you who are working at home now may decide that you can do this, and maybe your company will say you can work from home. So planning past this crisis might look very different for your work situation than what you have been doing now. The other thing is the emotional roller coaster we're on of up and down and not knowing, is it going to be 2 more weeks? Is it going to be another month or longer? And from day to day, we don't really know what that will look like. We don't know if kids will be going back to school or they're just out until spring break. We don't know. But we need to be planning for that. So if you're a parent and your child is home, maybe come up with 3 scenarios. What happens if they go back to school the end of April? What happens if they don't go back to school until next fall? What happens if they do something unique, like say, okay, we'll have summer school? But on a piece of paper, write down 3 different scenarios and what you would do, how you would plan for each one of those scenarios. I think that the planning piece of this, and we all have time to do this, I think right now, is going to be very important because this has been an emotional time for all of us. It's been a time of fear. It's been a time of uncertainty. So when that day comes and they say we can come out of our homes, are we going to just run out and go everywhere we can? Are we going to be a little bit hesitant? Are we going to be more cautious? And I think our planning for the future, we may want to save some of these lessons we've learned about hand washing and being more careful about coughing and when we're sick to stay home. I think all of those lessons we need to plan into our life, lifelong lessons as to how we will live after this is done, how we will live when this comes to a place where every moment of the news is not just covering the virus and what's going on in the world. How will we handle all of this? And what will life look like? And maybe you want to come up with several scenarios of your own of what you think it might look like. And really give some thought to this about how you want to change yourself, how you want to change your life, how you want your life to look when this is done. Planning past the situation that we're in. So here I talked about visualization. One of the things that you can do is to visualize what you think the world and your life personally will look like when this is done. Yesterday I talked about visualizing your happy place, and when you're really stressed and you can't take any more of this news and you're worried about your job and you're worried about your income, and if you can just visualize, and I gave you an example of how I do it, where my happy place is and how I do it, and you can build up to being good at that. And so take a moment and visualize what life will be when this is done. Will you still go to coffee every other day with your friends? Will you still work in the office, or will you work from home? And visualize what you think it might look like, and visualize it in a happy, calm, secure setting, so that you know you're not visualizing fear. You're visualizing how it will be, so that your heart is happy, your soul is content, and you're calm and content with the way your life is, because now I know we have a lot of emotions. I mentioned yesterday that your brain and your mind can't differentiate between what's really happening and what you're visualizing. It's why athletes visualize running across the finish line as the winner before they ever step on the track for the race, because their mind doesn't know, they're just visualizing. Their mind thinks we just won the race. So when you visualize things that you want in a way that you, as I said yesterday, can see it, touch it, taste it, smell it, all the senses, use all of your senses to visualize, your mind doesn't know the difference. So visualize what life will be like after this is over, after things get back to normal, and visualize what you want that normal to look like. Maybe we have come to a place in our world where we realize that health is important. And maybe we haven't taken great care of ourselves as far as eating and working out and all the things that we need to do to take care of ourselves. And maybe this is a wake-up call. So maybe you can visualize how you're going to take better care of yourself and your family and your loved ones, and encourage better health for everyone. And that's just one thing. I don't know your life, so I don't know what it is that you want to visualize, but I do know all of us are hoping that this will be back to normal soon. And so we all have a picture of what we want this to look like and what back to normal means to us. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today, planning past this, making a plan of how you will live and what will you change in your life, because we've had a lot of thinking time, and I think we've come up with some ideas and things that we know that we could probably do better. We maybe know that we can live without a lot of things that we thought we couldn't live without. Now we have experienced this and know that we can. So maybe that's not something that you want to put back in your life. And so cleaning out our mind, cleaning out our homes, cleaning out our thoughts and the way we do things, maybe it's time to clean up our lives. And so that might be part of what you visualize for the future. I am so happy that you've joined me here for day 17. That's a lot of days, a lot of videos, and I know it takes time out of your day to come and sit with me for a few minutes and listen to me rattle on about my thoughts and my tips. But I so appreciate you joining me. I would love it if you would share this with your friends, if you know somebody that might like to watch these videos afterwards, even if they're not live anymore. I love it when you join me live, but lots of folks jump on and watch them after the fact, and that's great too. And if you're one of those people that missed it live, but you're still watching it, you can still type in the comment bar, "I love your book," and you will be in the drawing for this week's free book. So share it with your friends. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 3 o'clock Mountain Time for another Pennie Heart to Heart. I'm Pennie Hunt, and thanks for watching.